The inside right next to her, there she stays, the danger woman Romanova, the Soviet Union.
Two fairly big names have gone, Dura of France and also Ellie van Hulst, who's won so many international titles. She's not been informed, she qualified as a fast loser, and she's some 30 metres behind the leading pack. That's Bruna of Italy taking it on, from Fays of France, Murray of Great Britain, Romanova of the Soviet Union, Kremliova of the Soviet Union right up there as well, the darker head of the two Soviet athletes, but all three British girls well in touch. Last that was a 72, but it's not a particularly fast pace. They're in the they're in the mid-850s at the moment.
And watch Yvonne Murray as she gathers herself. 2 laps to go. Yvonne Murray beginning to move, and Romanova is sensing that she's moving and comes right alongside her. Now we've seen Yvonne attack with 400 meters to go, and we saw her do that brilliantly. We've seen her attack with 600 meters to go, and I wonder if that's her tactics today. I wonder if it's a 600-meter run for the line, but Romanova senses it. Romanova knows that Yvonne Murray is the danger. She's the fastest in this field. She's the fastest this year, and she's the fastest of all time in this field. Romanova was 4th behind her in the Olympic Games. Could we have a repeat of that again with Yvonne leading Romanova? But I think that's the main danger, and Yvonne's moving out on the outside and getting ready. I can just feel it. She's building, she's building.
Less than 600 left, and nobody's made the move yet. Yvonne Murray made a break with 2 laps to go in the Commonwealth Games, but went too soon and lost it to Chalmers. But this time the break was sudden, and Romanova was almost caught, and that was a real sprint change of pace, and she's stolen 10 metres. And Pats left it late enough now to hang on in front. Coming up to the bell now, and it's a sprint all the way. Romanova is not beaten yet. Sullivan goes 3rd for Ireland. Through the bell at about 7:43. And Murray being roared on by this big British crowd. Romanova in 2nd place seems to me to be not making any impact. In fact, she's dropping further back. 300 left, and Murray's sprinting now down the back straight. There's a gap of 15 to 20 metres. 250 metres left. The stride shortening slightly. 200, and Romanova still making no impression. Kremliova now of the Soviet Union in 3rd place, and surely Murray can hang on now. She's just run that 40-metre lap from that point in 60 seconds. She looks back, and that surely should give her confidence. Romanova is beginning to close, but Murray is strong enough and looking very good. Coming home for her greatest victory ever. A glance up at the monitor shows Romanova is closing, but she's not going to get there. Yvonne Murray wins for Great Britain. Romanova in 2nd place, Bruna 3rd.
Well, David, we've just seen the finest hour in the history of Scottish athletics. Tom McKean, the gold medalist in the 800 metres, relieved and delighted for Yvonne, shouting and screaming at her, and Yvonne in tears. She can't believe it. What a brave way to go. She knew what she was going to do, and I'll tell you what, we've just seen 2 master strokes by a fine coach from Scotland, Tommy Boyle.
Tom McKean can't get through. He front-ran it all the way from, well, after the first 200. Yvonne Murray chose the last 500 to go for gold, and he was right. I thought she was wrong in the Commonwealth Games when she went too soon at 2 laps to go. But Angela Chalmers hung on to her there and just beat her down the finishing straight. But that was perfectly timed. Kept enough strength. That was pretty hard going to put in a 60-second lap at that stage. She just kept herself going. When Romanova started to close, as was inevitable, she glanced up at the big diamond screen, saw there was danger, and kept her form to the line. So it's a gold for Scotland and Great Britain, as it was earlier with Tom McKean. And 3 gold medals for Great Britain today, making a total of 5.
When she finds Tom McKean, the emotions are going to sob up again. That really is a moment we can all share. Magnificent, Yvonne. I think Tommy's still waiting for it to get round. There's a big smile on her face, but there's more tears to come, I'm certain of that.
Actually, we've not just got a big British contingent near the finishing point here, but also in the back straight. And Yvonne, well, she always wears her heart on her sleeve. Emotions never far away. I remember when she finished third in the Olympics, the tears flowed. Tears of pride, tears of joy. But it happened in an even bigger way tonight. The joys of gold.
Sadly, in the background, another picture, Ellie Van Hulst being carried off. She had a bad time, and she's a great friend of Yvonne's. So the agony and the ecstasy of international.
But Romanova was waiting there, and it was just a question of when she made the break. But the suddenness with which she sprinted away took Romanova, watching her cautiously and carefully, completely by surprise. It was like a sprinter out of the blocks, and suddenly Romanova had lost 10, 12 metres, which she didn't really get back. Coming round to the finish line now, 400 metres to go. The clock of no importance, and she's just got to concentrate now on maintaining form and gradually building up the stride. Having settled down after that burst, that change of speed, she's just got to keep the form going. And at this stage, she'd taken some 15 to 20 metres from Romanova. Now it was a question of whether she could hold it all together. Approaching 200 metres, and still Romanova not closing. The stride a little bit shorter possibly, looking for trouble, but the trouble is some way back. Now this is the really testing point on this top bend, when you can see the finishing line. It does inspire you. 60 seconds she's just done for that lap. Looks back, can see Romanova behind her on the bend. And Romanova beginning to close. Now watch Yvonne look up at the diamond monitor. And Romanova is closing all the time. Another desperate look. But in fact, she got there. And here now, the two Scottish gold medalists together, Tom McKean and Yvonne Murray. Training partners under the Tommy Boyle flag. It really has been